Oh yes, it's here, the weekend, Saturday, February the 28th, last day of meteorological winter. Tomorrow is spring. I know not officially spring for many. We're talking about a lot throughout the show. The spring outlook, some must-see video, the weather selfie, and of course getting you your forecast. We're going to start off here in Vancouver. Check this out. Some kite surfing. Yeah, temperatures have been comfortable enough to wear just the light jacket, get out in the water. Everybody really feeling the effects of spring out on the west coast. To the east, we'll get to your forecast in a second, but really it's quite the opposite story, isn't it? As we look at our temperatures this afternoon throughout BC, great conditions throughout Alberta, cooler, and especially with that wind chill, feels more like -9. But as we check out Vancouver, really above seasonal temperatures last throughout this week and not too much in the way of moisture. A light bit of rain on Sunday and then into next week, Saturday. That's really your next big system. You have a dry week ahead. Where we are seeing some of the snow today, that's with a passing cold front. So northern Alberta, northern Saskatchewan, 2 to 5 centimeters of snow. Tomorrow, very light flurries down in through Saskatoon and Regina. When we talk about snow, I want you to see this. Check this out. Must-see video. It's hard to believe that spring is on the way when we're still capturing footage like this. With this amount of snow. A little tough to believe. Oh, I like that one. And we're about to get buried by this train. Okay, back into our Ontario story here. This is snow moving through for Ontario. We're talking about overnight and into tomorrow. First people that will start to see the snow, that's throughout southwestern Ontario, moving in through the Niagara region. When we talk about the Greater Toronto area, looking at about 2 to 5 centimeters of snow. However, if this system just tracks a little bit to the north, this is where we could be getting into some higher amounts. So of course, keep it here with us at the Weather Network as this story unfolds throughout the day tomorrow. As we focus in on today though, nice sunshine right across the province, -8 in Marathon, so it's cooler, but still very comfortable. And as we look at this afternoon down to the south, -6 in Barrie, -6 in Toronto. This is a lot warmer than it was yesterday. Yeah, much more pleasant. As we look at Sunday, yeah, that's when the light snow starts to move in. So of course, keep it here with us as this story continues to break down. We'll jump out into Atlantic Canada now, where, can you believe it? It's a weekend without a snowstorm. High pressure is in place. You're seeing the sunshine. Brilliant conditions here. Watch that little bit of snow move through. This story for Ontario tomorrow and then into Atlantic Canada for Monday. We already have special weather statements in place for Newfoundland for gusty winds and also for snowfall amounts. So again, another system that we continue to watch. Looking at this afternoon through the Maritimes, great conditions. It's going to feel like winter. -7 is the high in summer side, but talk about some nice sunshine, not having to shovel the snow for this weekend. I want you to stay with us here because throughout the show we're going to talk about this, the spring outlook. Our spring outlook airs on Tuesday, a national look at 6 a.m. and then we'll have your regionals at 9 p.m. and we're talking about this all day long. A little time lapse going through the car wash. Pretty cool video there. I like it. Be careful once you're out of that car wash for the deep freeze on the car. That's what happened to me. My windshield, my power windows completely froze after that. So make sure the car is completely dry. Don't rush out of there. Because temperatures look like this. Look, Friday, -10 at Pearson, -9 downtown, Hamilton, -12. We're still talking about those very cold temperatures. And look at this. I love this. This is an interesting one. Pearson International Airport, consecutive days without topping zero. Right now, we are in the third spot, 35 consecutive days. Yeah, get close to 41. I think we could maybe make it. There's a slight chance in the next 7 days, but hey, you never know with this kind of weather, especially when you transition into spring. It's always hard to tell when spring is really going to be felt and if it's really here to stay. So on Tuesday, our spring outlook comes out and we'll break down those details for you. This evening, it's going to be a cold one, -14 with that wind chill. When we look at some of the winds, they're coming out of the southwest, so that's what's slightly warming us up today. It's not -10 today, more around -5 throughout the GTA. So good news is with those southwest winds, slightly milder day into tomorrow, but we do have some snow moving in with that. So snow starting to build for Sunday. That's going to be through southwestern Ontario first and then the GTA for the afternoon. Today, just dealing with the cold. Tomorrow, that's when the snow comes into play. Because when we talk about the icy conditions, oh yeah, they're there in the city of Toronto and we have snow moving in tomorrow. So prepare if you're a pedestrian. to see those slippery conditions throughout the day tomorrow. Who knows, maybe even lingering into Monday. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. I'm glad you're here with us. We're focusing on you in the Greater Toronto area. And look at today. Nice sunshine, not too much going on. But our focus is really in through the overnight and watching this snow as it starts to move in through Sunday. Seemed pretty quick, right? If you blinked, you almost missed it there. But if this system tracks a little bit further north, this is when we could really see some enhanced snowfall totals. Right now for the GTA, 2 to 5 centimeters of snow. That's what we're thinking about. But imagine this. See where we see 10 to 20 centimeters of snow right now, that's stateside. If this system moves, let's say 100 kilometers to the north, we could be really seeing those enhanced totals. So, of course, keep it here with us at the Weather Network. Right now, we're confident with the 2 to 5, but if we have to tweak the forecast, of course, we'll be bringing that to you right here. Temperature-wise, it's going to be cool this evening, but it's a lot better today than it was yesterday. The milder trend is starting to come into play for us, and I'm sure many of you will like this. We're not talking minus teens, we're talking -5. Seems a lot better, right? So this is the snow. This will continue to move through. Not likely to affect the Monday morning commute, so there's the good news here, and then we're watching this. This is a Colorado low that we're thinking should come into play for Tuesday. This is a very moisture-filled low. Conquering the cold, many Canadians will have to do that as well as we jump into March, because look at the trend. Still a little bit cooler than we should be. Not going to be that deep freeze like we saw. Many Ontarians feeling that, but still cooler than usual. And of course, we'll talk more about this in the Spring Outlook. That airs on Tuesday. We're going to start off, though, in a spot where it certainly feels like spring. Look at Victoria. Temperatures are beautiful throughout this week. Not too much in the way of moisture. Same thing goes in Vancouver. A light shower into tomorrow for the South Coast, and then also looking at next weekend to really be the next chance of seeing some rain. This week, a beautiful stretch of weather. I want to get into still a beautiful stretch of weather, but a little bit cooler in Calgary today. -3 with that wind chill, feeling like -9 as we jump a little further north. Same thing goes up in Edmonton. You'll see the sunshine throughout the day today. We do have some light snow moving through Alberta, but we're talking about the extreme northern parts of Alberta overnight tonight in towards Saskatchewan, and that's with just a very weak cold front passing through. This is what Calgary looks like as we set up for this week. -5 on Monday, -8 Tuesday, but then temperatures climb into next weekend. Edmonton, same thing goes. A little cooler to start off the week, and then the nice jump in temperatures. What do you think about your winter out on the West Coast? Connect with us on Twitter. Yesterday, they submitted some great photos online at theweathernetwork.com. As we look at some snow, yeah, this is going to be the story into tomorrow for Ontario and then through Quebec as well. Through the pre-dawn hours, starts to move through southwestern Ontario by the afternoon into the GTA, and then light flurries through the Ottawa Valley and stretching in through Quebec. As we look at some of the amounts, not too impressive, 2 to 5 centimeters, but if this system tracks a little further north, this is where we could see some enhanced totals. I'm glad you're here with us, because in our next segment, oh yeah, we're getting into something fun right now. This is the Weather Selfie here on the Weather Network. Every weekend, we put out the call. We say, hey, send us a video, talk about your weather, and we'll feature it right here on the Weather Network. So the last Weather Selfie of February, this one goes out to Mr. Kudo's class, grade 8 class in Hamilton, Ontario. Check it out. An amazing weather selfie. I love it. I was talking to Mr. Kudo on Twitter. He tweeted me out, and that was their project for this week. They had to come up with the weather selfie for Friday. I love it, guys. Yesterday it was cold as you did that, -15 in Hamilton, like you mentioned. Today, -7, and you'll see the sunshine. Snow moving in tonight and into tomorrow. We'll break down all those details right here at the Weather Network. I want to also mention the Rideau Canal. How amazing is this? 50 consecutive days that you can skate on the Rideau. So yesterday, Kate and Kevin got married on the Rideau. How awesome is this? I love this photo, and I'm sure a lot of you are hoping, to be doing this, growing the tulips, but unfortunately, I know tomorrow marks the start of meteorological spring, but Rod and Dee Clark in Stratford, PEI. I think these are the only tulips you're going to get for quite a while here, and it's going to look more like this, right? Trying to dig out the car. I like this photo too. Michael sends in this one from Summerside, PEI. So maybe you want to be in the weather selfie. You can connect with me on Twitter, on Facebook. You can also upload your video. Gosh, pretty cool video there. I like it. Speaking out. This is News in a Minute. Have you ever seen the Northern Lights? This weekend may be your chance to catch a glimpse. Nearly every region in Canada will be able to see the Northern Lights until Tuesday, as there will be calm conditions with clear skies. Make sure you take lots of photos and videos, and of course, send them to us. Wow, talk about a close call. Check out this dash cam showing how dangerous it can be to be a police officer. You can see an Ohio trooper hop the guardrail as a truck sideswipes his patrol car. The officer stopped to help a stranded driver, and good news, everyone is safe. And as snow broke down his fence, this little piggy went to the market. Neighbors in Maine lured him home with sweet treats, since Buster's diet consists of cakes, pizza, and of course, cookies. Buster's owners are glad to have him back. They say he was raised as a pet dog, or even sometimes as their own child.